Well, hello everybody and welcome to our DT project for this Thursday afternoon. And today our project is to do some paper weaving. Now, to do your paper weaving, you're going to need some equipment and I'll show you what you need now. Okay, so to begin with, we're going to use some different coloured paper and some scissors, and we're going to do some markings with a pencil and a ruler. Now, just a quick word of advice before you begin. How thick your ruler is will make this either an easier activity or a more tricky activity. If you choose a thin ruler, and in fact you don't need to use a ruler, it could even be a thin bit of wood, you'll have much thinner lines, much thinner stripes, but a lot more weaving. The end result will look a little bit better if you ask me. It will be a little bit more delicate and it will have a cooler pattern, but it will take more work. So I've got a ruler here that it's not one of the thick ones, it's a sort of a medium-sized thin ruler, and I think that's going to be perfect for us today. So let's begin by choosing two colours. You can use more than two colours, by the way, but just to show you, I'm going to choose two colours. And I'm going to choose colours that look really good together. We call them contrasting colours. So blue and orange are some of my favourite contrasting colours. And we're going to begin with one of these colours and we'll put the blue to one side for the moment. Now, the first step is for us to fold your coloured piece of paper in half really, really accurately. You want this to be a very strong and accurate first fold, so that it's not wonky. Give it a nice press down on the corner there, and I've got what looks like a sort of a birthday card, one piece of paper folded in half like that. Now, this is the open end here that I'm working with, okay? So I'm working with the open end, and I'm going to draw a line around about 1 centimetre from the edge, and this is the line that we're going to stop at. I'll show you what that means in a minute, okay? So that's my stop line. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw lines across this piece of paper, and I'm going to use my ruler to guide me so that they're all the same thickness. So I'm going to start with the ruler against this edge here, and I'm going to draw a line. Make sure it's nice and straight before you draw it. There it is. Now I'm going to move the ruler so that its left edge is on that line again. You'll start to see what I'm doing here. I'm making a series of stripes that are all the same width, and I'm using my ruler to do that, making sure that they're straight and accurate each time, lining the ruler up. And that way I know that all these stripes will be the same size and the same distance from each other. Okay, so now we're going to cut out a weaving loom. Now a loom is what we're going to weave paper in and out of. So we're going to cut along those lines, and remember I told you that this is our stop line. It's really, really important that we don't cut past that line. So I'm going to cut up here and I'm going to stop when I reach there. Really important that we don't go any further. Just to remind you, this is the open side here, and this is the closed side, and we're cutting in from the closed side. So let's cut, and when we reach this bit here, stop. Okay, and I'm going to carry on just like that, cutting out my loom. Go right up to that line. Okay, I'm back, and as you can see, I've cut out all of those lines and I've stopped at the stop line each time. Now, when I carefully unfold this piece of paper and flatten it out again, you'll see we've created our weaving loom, and rather nice it is too. So this is the start of our weaving loom. Now we need to create some strips of paper to weave in and out of this loom. Now, the strips of paper can be any colour you like. You can use more than one colour, and they can be any thickness you like, but they should probably be all the same thickness. So whether you want to use the same ruler or a different ruler, I'm going to use the same one. I'm going to mark out some more strips, and I'm going to cut them out. So let's just mark them really quickly. I'm just using one colour for this one. It's going to be a blue and orange weave. Okay, you can see I've marked my strips out. Now I'm going to carefully cut these strips, and those will be the strips that I weave with. Now, if you've got a paper trimmer or strimmer at home, you can use that to create nice straight lines, but if you're using scissors like I am, you probably do want to use that ruler like I did to mark those nice straight lines, and that's going to make your weave look really good. Okay, I'll be right back. Do you know, I've changed my mind. I would love to do a blue, yellow and orange pattern, I've decided. I like the blue and the orange together, but doesn't the blue and the yellow look nice as well? Reminds me of IKEA. So I've just prepared another set of strips, this time in yellow. I'm going to have a double, actually 3-colour weave today, and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so it's time for us to weave. And as you can see, I've got my orange loom, and I've got some blue and yellow strips. So let's begin. I'm going to begin by taking my first strip, and we're going to weave it under and then over, all the way through the left-hand side of our weaving loom. Now you can see what I'm doing here, and when you get to the end, just leave a bit poking out like that. Okay, now here's the trick. The next one, we're going to start underneath so that we get this lovely checkerboard pattern. So if we weaved like this, it would look like this, both colours on the same part of our orange loom, but if we start with the next colour underneath, and we go over, under, you can see we get that lovely different effect. Now, if you're not able to get your strip through, just open it up a bit with your fingers, like I am here. And doesn't that look nice? So there we go, the blue and the yellow. Now, when you've done that one, slide them down as far as they'll go. Might be a little bit tricky, so just use your fingers gently to slide it down, so that they're nice and close to one another. And then the next one is a yellow one again. And we're going over again, aren't we? So over, then under. I'm going to do a couple more for you, and then I'll cut to the finished product. There you go. Slide it in towards the blue one. Give it a little push on all of its spots so it's nice and tight there. And my last one that I'm going to do for you, under first. And the last bit. Now, once you've done a few strips, just go back to the first one and slide it back in again. They do like to move, and once all the strips are done, they'll be really, really close to each other. But you do have to go back every now and again and just see if you can get them nicely pushed in. Right, I'm going to finish this off now, and I'm going to stop at the last one just to show you how to finish this off. Okay, we're at the last one, and doesn't it look great? I'm going to finish off with this last strip. Now, the advantage of using the same ruler or measuring stick for all of these strips is there should be an exact fit, because we used the same ruler to measure the strips as we used to create these gaps. But if there is a time when your last strip doesn't fit very well, I would just trim that strip down a bit, trim it lengthways to make it the right size. And there we go, there's my last one finished. Okay, so how do we finish off our weaving? Well, what we want to do is we want to stick down these strips, and we want to do it probably on the back. so that we've got a nice pattern on one side, and then it might look a bit messy on the other side. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose which side we want people to see. I think actually this side looks a little bit better, so this is going to be my front. So this is going to be my back, and I think this is the one with my pencil marks on, so it makes sense to make that your back. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose the strips that are on the top of your backside. We're going to cut those down so that they are inside the border, and this is so we can put some tape on them. So I'm just going to trim those down like this. We're going to put a long strip of tape on those. And these ones here, we're going to fold over like that. Okay, so a nice tight fold against the edge. Fold them over like so. And we're going to put a strip of tape down the whole length of this. That's good. Okay, so, careful, Mr. CS. There we go. So I'm going to place it right against the edge, and using that tape, that's stuck down that whole side there. Now it can't move. Right, we're going to do the same on this side, but this side the blue is on top. So just make sure you trim the top colour down so it's inside that orange border. And this time we're going to fold the bottom one, which is yellow, over. Fold it over like this. And then once again, a big strip of tape across the whole lot. Careful. Put it against the bottom. You might need a pair of hands to help you with this. See if you can rope in your mum or your dad to lend a finger. There you go. Okay, so now when we turn this over, we've got this beautiful woven patchwork design. And this can be used for anything, boys and girls. You can take another colour, like my red, and you can stick this down, and now you've got a back to it. You could make a birthday card out of this, couldn't you? You could make a really lovely birthday card. So you can stick it to another piece of paper. That hides all the messy stuff here at the back. Lots of glue, stick it down, and then on the other side you've got this beautiful design. And you could write on the inside as a birthday card or a Christmas card or an Easter card, whatever you like. So that's how you do your paper weaving, and I look forward to seeing you have a go with your own. As you can see here, each square is the size of one of my strips. So if you start with a thinner strip, there'll be a lot more weaving, yes, but you'll have a much more intricate pattern. So I think that's about the right size for my weaving today. Let me just measure it for you so you can see. It's exactly 3 centimeters wide, this strip. So all of my strips are 3 centimeters wide. Maybe you could try with 2 centimeter strips and make a slightly more intricate pattern, but I hope you enjoy this one. It was good fun to make. See you later, everybody.